On a normal morning in Nepal's Rasua district, daily life revolves around the water. Homes and markets sit nestled right in the valley floor, tightly packed between towering green slopes and the flowing river. But on August 26, 2026, without warning, a massive wall of dark, muddy water and debris tore down the valley. In a matter of minutes, the surging water snapped concrete bridges, washed away paved roads, and crushed buildings under the mud, leaving the region completely cut off and helpless. The speed of the water left almost no time for evacuation. As of the latest reports, an estimated 384 people are missing in the resulting debris. At least 105 of those missing are Indian citizens. Many of them were pilgrims walking the exposed high-altitude trails of the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra when the valley suddenly flooded. This event exposed exactly how fragile modern engineering is in the Himalayas. Absolute destruction can arrive and level a community in minutes, even on a day when not a single drop of rain falls from the sky. To understand where all this water came from, investigators have to look past the immediate destruction and trace the Boda Koshi lever upstream. Early reports indicate the initial surge didn't begin in Rasua at all. It originated miles away, across the border in Tibet. The primary suspect for the disaster is a massive high-altitude collapse. Thousands of tons of rock and ice likely sheared off a peak, falling directly into the river canyon and physically choking off the water's flow. Geologists are also looking into sudden seismic activity. A localized earthquake in the region could easily destabilize the steep terrain, triggering that massive rockfall. When a river is choked by a landslide, it creates a debris dam. The blocked water pools behind the wall of fallen rock and ice, building immense pressure until the temporary structure fails, releasing the entire trapped lake forward at once. This flood had nothing to do with heavy rainfall. The mountain's structural integrity failed. A single, unseen geological shift upstream triggered a massive chain reaction that traveled all the way down the valley. The sheer violence of the flood and the extreme speed at which it traveled comes down to the physical shape of the Himalayas. This is topographic funneling. When massive amounts of water enter a steep, V-shaped valley, it accelerates violently into the narrow bottom channel. The terrain multiplies the water's kinetic energy, leaving downstream communities zero reaction time. The flood hits before authorities can respond. Now, that exact same geography is working against the rescue teams. Villages in Rasua cling to incredibly exposed, isolated slopes. With the main bridges gone and the highways completely buried in mud, the Nepali military faces a logistical nightmare. Ground troops and helicopters are currently trying to navigate brutal weather and massive debris fields just to reach the hardest hit zones. The physical terrain that funneled the water and multiplied its destructive power is now the primary obstacle preventing the rescue of its victims. Urgent danger hasn't passed. Highly unstable pockets of debris remain upstream, meaning a secondary collapse could trigger another flash flood at any moment. Downstream areas stretching all the way to the India-Nepal border are on high alert, bracing for the possibility of more surging water crossing international lines. Zooming out, the entire Himalayan region functions as a hypersensitive interconnected chain of shifting glaciers, steep rock faces, and fast-flowing rivers. When geology, or a shifting climate, disrupts the chop of that system, gravity guarantees that the consequences hit the bottom with unstoppable force. Right now, hundreds of families are waiting in agony. They are hoping against the odds for news of a father, a brother, or a friend who might still be trapped alive in the rubble. As the casualty numbers update and the search continues, rescue teams are urging the public to seek verified information and avoid spreading rumors. Does living and traveling in these fragile mountain zones require an entirely new level of disaster preparation? It is a stark reminder of our absolute vulnerability when nature breaks its limits.